Hello, 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 everyone. This is Tea with a Druid, number 361. I'm Philip Cargom, and Tea with a Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids. Let me see where everybody's come from. Do come into the sacred clearing, come into the sacred grove. Svea is here from Tübingen, Nemi, David from Surrey, and Peter from Portland, Oregon, Robin from Denver, Colorado, and Gabriella and Surrey, and North Germany, Durham, North Carolina, Washington, Kiev, Olena from Kiev. Good to see you here, Olena. And Ray from New York, and Gabriella from Romania, Peter from Northern California, Michelle from Northern BC, Finland, it's going too fast. Vienna, Santa Cruz, South Lincolnshire. I can't read that fast. My eyes go fuzzy. Okay, lovely to see you. Do come in. Welcome to this tea session. I haven't actually done a tea live for 3 weeks. It seems like an absolute age, but it's good to be back. And big thanks to Dave and Kerry for holding the fort for a couple of weeks. And then I think I put out a recording, didn't I, last week? Yeah, that I made beforehand. Well, here we are. It's the beginning of June, coming towards the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. The most glorious spring certainly in England, and I think probably in other places too. So let's just, as everyone arrives, let's do exactly as we do in a physical meeting, which is just take a little time to settle, just coming into the circle. And the very simple details in a Druid gathering are significant. The fact that it's in a circle, not coming into rows of seats facing some big cheese at the end, but we're coming in together as equals, and there's somebody welcoming you in and facilitating the event. And here we are. And we use the image of being seated around a fire because this is what our ancestors have done for thousands of years. We've sat around a fire for centuries more than we've sat around a telly, and a lot more satisfying and inspiring it was too, I reckon. And so let's gather around the small sacred fire burning in the center, breathing in the smell of wood smoke a little bit, and lovely soft evening air, sunlight filtering through the trees. And let's just take this time to check in with ourselves, see how we're feeling. It helps us arrive if we just say, hang on a minute, how am I feeling? How's my body and my heart and soul and mind feeling? Let's just check in. And then getting a sense, some words, 1 or 2 words describing how we're feeling. And then just to say how you're feeling there. Could be anything. There's usually the whole range of emotions that people are feeling, and a whole range of physical feelings as well. Lovely to see Elda from Costa Rica. Costa Rica is such a beautiful country. Unsupported, calm, hopeful, refreshed, a bit frazzled, but happy. Fresh rain pouring to the soul. Rushed, full of gratitude for my life. Rushed, trying to slow down. Liminal, graceful, unsettled. Rested and hopeful, calm, achy but centered, full of cold, yes. Both, sorry for going so fast. Happy the rain has stopped and able to do this outside in nature, hooray. Grateful, relief to sit down. Painful in body, tired but lucky. Stressed and tired but looking forward to the afternoon rest. Mild anxiety, coming to rest after a busy day, very tired, feeling for my brother who's been quite stressed at work. Building, tired but hopeful. Excited, scared. Excited, looking forward to Glastonbury. We have a big order event in Glastonbury coming up very soon. It's going so fast. A bit emotional but happy, inspired, happy it rained all night. A bit stressed, adult child on verge of leaving the nest, feeling all the emotions. Well, but people challenged. Paused, feeling filled with introspection. Moments of good, then my thoughts flit and fly. Bubblicious. Busy but feeling on top of things for once. I'm good today, just a little toothache. Prepping for final army move. Oh, I keep missing them. They come down. Packers arrive tomorrow. Really looking forward to the meditation. Tired after a big therapy session. Lots of healing and transformation. Feeling heartful, petting my dogs and listening to. Happy to be in Glastonbury soon. Grateful. Just woke up, been sleeping a couple of hours, might be coming down with something, feeling a bit feverish. Excited about the upcoming trip to Cornwall and Glastonbury. Hello from Iowa. Generally happy, content. Exhausted after my daughter's graduation party. Have a bad ear, so can't hear out of it, so listening to my inner voice more clearly. Thankful for sunshine. In the flow. Content to hear the birds' song as they prepare for sleep. Stephanie's got an app called Merlin on her phone, and it's really quite extraordinary. We hear the birds singing outside. She puts the app on, and it tells us which birds are singing. And as different birds chime in, you get this list. It's really quite extraordinary. And we were told about it in a rather lovely way. We were walking through a churchyard at dusk, and we passed a woman. And she stopped and she told us that she was so excited. She told us about the app. And so we started using it. Hearn saying, I use the Merlin app too. It's really very fascinating. And you see the kind of sound waves that that each song makes and so on. Yes, a number of people are recommending the Merlin app as well. It's lovely. It's called Merlin, isn't it? Yeah. So what should we talk about? My father, when he was dying, he was a great chatterbox, and I inherited. Both my dad and my mum talked a lot. They talked all the time, and it used to drive me nuts. But I'm kind of glad because they were jolly and happy people, and they passed on the capacity to talk a lot to me. And I used to consider it a hindrance, but I don't anymore. I see it as an asset. I just sometimes have to note that I'm over talking. But there was a beautiful moment where even as he lay dying, he was talking. And then he stopped and we all dropped into the silence. There were about three of us sitting around, my mom, myself, Stephanie, and our daughter, Charlie. And we were sitting around with him. And he said, we don't really need to talk, do we? And I said something like, no, it's the silence is lovely. And he said, yes, it is. And we just sat together in this beautiful silence. I think that's kind of probably, that was the last thing he said, actually, or very near to the last thing he said. So I've been talking a lot. I was in Holland a few days ago, and there we had a wonderful physical meeting, and it was really struck me, as it does when we meet together in person, how necessary it is. We've been through the pandemic, we've discovered Zoom, we've discovered the power of being able to meet like this, so that even though we're geographically separated massively, we don't have to climb into planes and trains and cars, travel for hundreds of miles, sometimes thousands of miles to be together. So that's been tremendous. And to sense that we can create a field together, we can have a sense of connection. I used to question whether that was some kind of illusion, but now I don't feel it to be so. And so many people have said they experienced this too. I believe now that we create a field of consciousness, a group field. And that field can be healing, it can be supportive. And at the very minimum, what it does is it enables us to sense ourselves being connected to other people. And loneliness and isolation being such a huge problem in the world today, where people's lives have become so atomized and the way society runs is so separative in a way, that this is hugely helpful just even at that level. But I believe it's more than that. So that's the value of these things. But it's when you come together physically that you realize that it's so wonderful to be together physically. And the answer is, of course, to have both. I was talking to the wonderful Ruby Reed, who started Advaya, which is an incredible platform. She started when she was only 23 with her sister, who was 21. And they put on 200 events from 2015 to 2020, physical, in-person events, bringing together. They realized something. It's amazing how powerful an idea can be. They realized that the people interested in spirituality and following the well-being, spiritual development in that world were kind of in a different world to the people who were involved in activism, in trying to make the world a better place, in trying to fight climate change and to support sustainability and all the rest of it. And she thought, let's bring them together. So they started holding events to get people out of their silos, bring them together. And then when they went into the pandemic, they went into doing online learning. And I interviewed her today, so that'll come up online soon. And I said to her, so you've been through two phases in the life of your organization, 2015 to 2020, 200 events in person, 2020 to 2025, lots of online material and gatherings. Is there going to be a third phase? And she said, yes, we're going to do the two. We're going to do both. We're going to start doing it. And that's a logical thing to do. And so I was so pleased. And I was interviewing her because I've created a course for Advaya, for their platform, which we filmed in Ireland, and it was just fantastic filming it, and it was just such fun and inspiring, really, to work with them. And so that's why I was talking with Ruby. And I noticed from some of your comments on the chat that some of you will be going to Glastonbury. And there's this event coming up at the weekend, which we've been holding for, 30 years or something. Twice a year, we have a big gathering in Glastonbury, and it sort of outgrew the town hall in Glastonbury. And now we meet in a big theatre just 5 minutes away from Glastonbury. And there 300 of us or so will do ceremonies together and have talks and workshops and then a party in the evening and live music and poetry and storytelling. So it's fantastic. Stephanie and I made a mistake, which was that there's a wonderful literary festival that we've been going to for the last few years called the Boris, nothing to do with Mr. Johnson, Boris with 2 R's literary festival. It's a fantastic literary festival in Ireland. We booked it and then only afterwards discovered that their dates were slightly different from usual, and the Obod dates were slightly different, and they clashed. So we won't be in Glastonbury. So we're going to miss that. But so I'm really sorry to miss everyone in Glastonbury, but you'll have a fantastic time. I know. So the other interview that I did a few days ago was with a lady called Zoe Strickland, and that she has been about the 6th parent who's contacted me about losing their son to suicide over the last year or 6 months or so. And Zoe's created a book of her drawings and thoughts about this beautiful book. And I interviewed her, and we had a really good discussion. and that's coming out at 8:30. Lucas puts these Magical Life podcasts together and films together for me, the wonderful Lucas, who lives in Ibiza, and he puts it together, and it's premiering at 8:30. And so if that's of interest to you, that's coming up after Tea with a Druid. But I'll also be going into the Druid Hearth if you happen to be a member of the Order of Bards, Ovids and Druids, you're in the Hearth, you can go into the Hearth, and we have a smaller gathering there. Elder is saying the Boris. Well, it's the Boris Literary Festival. It's actually called the Boris Festival of Literature and Ideas. Just a fantastic gathering over 3 days every summer. So I hope you're well. The limitation of Tea with a Druid is that you can't grab the mic. But you can grab the mic in the Druid Hearth. So if you're a member of the order and you would like to actually be able to give voice to your thoughts and to share them and to speak, do come into Biscuits, because we use Zoom there. There's usually kind of 50 to 70 of us, something like that, between say 50 and 80 of us. So it's a smaller group. Here we're about 300. So there's a chance for you to have your voice. So do that if you can. But if not, do have a look at the Magical Life podcast, which I should give you the link for, shouldn't I? So that is, the link is here. Badum. So that's this is the video link for the YouTube interview that's premiering at 8:30. It's also, if you prefer podcasts, there's an audio only version, which is here, which I'll give you that. And if you don't know, this Magical Life podcast evolved out of frustration. And it's really an example of how frustration is a very helpful emotion or feeling that we can have. And it evolved out of frustration because I sometimes interview people on Tea with the Druid. And I would become frustrated by the fact that the format is about 15 minutes of chat, 15 minutes of meditation. And there would be people I would be interviewing and I'd want to talk for much longer. But it didn't feel comfortable. I did it occasionally and it just kind of broke the format, didn't feel right. So the obvious struck me one day, which is to create a separate entity, and that's called This Magical Life. And there you'll find more in-depth chats with people who are really interesting. So Druid Wendigo says, "We've been enjoying This Magical Life. The episode about Druidry and sorrow came at a perfect time as we lost a dear friend 2 weeks ago." Okay, yes, I'm glad they're of help. So let's go into a meditation now. Let's gently close our eyes or lower the gaze, or don't have to if you don't want to, but it just helps, I think, and just coming to settle and just realizing that we're about 300 of us sitting around the fire. And here each of us is in our own place, wherever we are on the earth, with a screen in front of us, 4 walls around us, ceiling and floor. And those are the physical circumstances we're in. But if we take in a slow, deep breath, hold for a moment, and then breathe out fully and deeply. As we breathe out, we can feel ourselves starting to relax and starting to let go. And then when we do it a second time, when we breathe in, hold, and then as we start to breathe out, we can imagine that the walls, the ceiling, the floor are just gently fading. And we're becoming more and more aware of the fact that we are actually seated in a sacred grove, in a clearing in the woods. It's a beautiful spring evening. The sunlight is dappling through the leaves. And we can sense the ground beneath us, and it feels good to be seated on the ground. And as we take in a third breath, hold for a moment and then breathe out. As we breathe out, we just let ourselves just be completely supported by the earth. Nothing we need to do, no effort we need to make, just simply resting on this earth, just allowing the earth to support us. Its energy supporting us, healing us, bringing us a sense of stability and calm. And we tune into the life in the earth now and sense all that life. The little worms sliding through the earth, being aware of the stones and rocks beneath us and the soil, the sand, the clay, the moisture, the mycelium, the roots, the little bugs, all the microbial life as well. This place is just zinging with energy and life. And all of this is emitting, every life in this soil is emitting a vibration, if you like, an energy. And that is sustaining us and nourishing us. We're not separate from it. It's not like we're drinking it in as if we're separate. It's just we're part of this zinging energy, and there's all this exchange going on at this subtle energetic level all the time between our own bodies and the body of the earth and all the life in the earth. And we open to all this life and allow it to enrich us. That feeling of missing something, of not having enough, can be assuaged so simply. This wonderful word assuaged, which means soothed or resolved or relieved. It's got a feeling of being washed somehow, assuaged with this energy of the earth. This feeling of a lack of abundance, when we open to the abundance of the earth, helping us to feel richer. And then tuning into these roots, we sense all the moisture flowing up the roots of the trees. And we see how the trees are anchored so deeply around us. And as we tune into the trees, our awareness moves up above the surface of the ground now, so that we're now in touch with the trees themselves as living beings, our brothers and sisters around us. Upright, dignified even in age and infirmity. Even the old trees that might not be straight upright, might be leaning over, they might have some limbs that have fallen off, but they're still dignified because they are who they are, and they are being there, just present and just giving of oxygen, of stability, of connection between earth and sky. We love you, dear trees. We admire you. May we take on your qualities and virtues. May we be inspired by your qualities and virtues to be like you. Rooted, stable, calm, peaceful, accepting, giving, steadfast. And we become aware of the soaring branches, the leaves, the sunlight coming through the dapple green leaves, the blue sky above, and we breathe in the energy of the sky now. And we let the energy of the sky wash through us, flow through us. With every in-breath, this energy flows down. And just notice what happens for you with the out breath. Perhaps for you it's different. For me, I sense when I breathe out, the energy flowing into my roots and my leaves. As I breathe in, the energy flows down from the sky and through the crown of the tree, down through my head, through my body, down to my root chakra, and then down my legs, down to the soles of my feet and into the ground. Breathing in this energy, this vitality. And then when I breathe out, it sort of consolidates, so it goes into the earth and the roots and into my branches, into my hands as well. Just observe this for yourself. See what it does, how it works for you. And now allow this energy from the sky and from the crown of the tree to meet the energy of the earth within the center of your being. And as you do this, just allow your hands, either physically or in your imagination, to drift towards your belly so that you can sense the earth and sky energy meeting in the cauldron of your belly. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. And now move your hands up to your heart. May our lives be blessed. May all our lives be blessed. Imagine your hands floating down to the earth, touching the soil. May this land be blessed. May the earth be blessed. Your hands drift up now to take the hands of the person to either side of you. May our circle be blessed. May all our lives be blessed. May all life be blessed. Blessings be, blessings be, blessings be. A gentle squeeze. Your hands drift down to your lap. You become aware of yourself as a unique being sitting in the circle. The earth beneath you, the trees around you, and the sky above you. And very gently, you start to become more and more aware of your physical body as your awareness of the sacred grove begins to fade. And you become aware of the four walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the sky above you. And the ceiling above you, sorry. So the ceiling above you, floor beneath you, walls around you, unless you happen to be sitting outside. I know somebody said they were watching this outside. It's a confusing instruction if you were outside. Thank you all so much. Did anybody feel, just when you, I asked you how you felt when you breathed out, you breathe in the energy of the sky flowing into you. What happens when you breathe out? Did anybody have any insights into that when you breathed out? I felt I was breathing in the essence of the trees, breathing out, sharing myself with the trees. Thank you, blessings. That's lovely. Yes. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to hide current. Yeah. Energy goes into the earth too. Tingly, says Catherine. Thank you. Thank you. It was good to be here with you. Okay. Relief, breathing out. I was breathing out gratitude. Right. I felt I was filling myself with sky and exhaling like a detox. Okay. It's cleansing breathing out. I felt, oh, sorry, going so fast. I felt the sky energy blending with the earth energy to strengthen me, then sharing with one another. Yes, thank you. Breathing in straight to my third eye, breathing out goes down, down to the root. Thank you. I felt a give and take, reciprocity. I was feeling a connection with the greater web. I was breathing out a sense of balance and rootedness. Right, I felt my fingertips releasing old hindered energy. Lovely, lovely. I felt like a canal from sky to the earth, meeting an inner and outer tree. My breath was like a wave cycling endlessly with all. The leaves had as if invisible straws taking in our breaths. I saw swirling energy. Extra oxygen from our trees for my healing lungs. That's nice, Lisa, yeah. I felt I was a tree, a channel of above and below. I felt the out-breath going to the trees, melting like very slow toffee into the soil. That's lovely. That's lovely. Thank you so much. Well, look, that's breathing in sky energy feels quite refreshing, but fleeting, very different to the earth. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I very much look forward to seeing you again next week, and either see you in the hearth in a minute, or perhaps you'd like to watch this magical life or listen to it. Okay. Many blessings. Lots of love. Bye.